It appears the Ethos headquarters is located to the north of the Thames. We must hurry up and take Faye there. That reminds me, Margie says that she has something to talk to you about. We're currently anchored at the Thames. Well, I guess I'm not leaving then. I gotta go talk to Margie. I'm guessing she's in her room. Yeah, this game definitely gives me the impression that by the end of it, I'll have no idea what anything was. I just get that vibe from, like, all the alien cutscenes and stuff. Like, it comes across as one of those games that, like I've said before, it has a really good, it has really good character moments and a really good, like, main story that anyone can follow no matter what. But then it has all these other things that, like, you can either understand or not understand. And it makes the world feel so massive, and it feels like there's so many secrets and things to understand if you play it more than once. But it does have that core story that keeps you invested, right? The only time that a game gets too big for its own good is if there isn't, like, something you can hold on to and enjoy for yourself, and instead it's just all these crazy concepts. Chrono Cross gave me that vibe where, like, it was really ambitious, but it didn't have anything to really hold on to either. But this game definitely has these really, you know, Ellie and Faye and all the, like what's going on with Doc, Faye's interactions with Ellie, Faye's interactions with Bart, the Miang and what's going to happen with her, Faye and the main villain and what's going to happen with them, Faye's past with his father. Like, all of that stuff is going to get paid off in a way that we can understand and enjoy. All the alien stuff and everything we may or may not ever understand, but at least, like, these core things we'll understand and get payoffs for. So that's all that really matters to me. If a game is too big for me to understand the first time through, I'm okay with that, as long as there was something I could hold on to. Chrono Cross, by the end of it, you know, I was holding on to the railing for dear life. And then, like, halfway through the final act, I let go and was off into the aether. You know, like, I had nothing to hold on to. There was no, like, character that I was waiting to see do something, or, like, story thread that I was waiting to see. I was just lost in the sauce for the whole time. Just, what are they even talking about? What's going on? You know? But not to like constantly crap on Chrono Cross, because it is a great game, but I just think the story, like I said, it did not have that core thing that I could hold on to and be like, well, at least I understood that, and at least that was cool. I'm glad we've met up with such nice people. Anyway, I'd better hurry and get back to my church. I'm not good enough to fight with Bart and his comrades, but I can be a manager. Let me know if you want to change party members. So that's all she wanted to talk to us about? Let's get Faye. What do you mean? What do you mean I can't take Faye? So is that it? Faye is sleeping now, Chu. He is such a sleepyhead. Imagine how good Chrono Cross could have been if, like, the main characters had, like, a true beginning, middle, and end, and, like, payoff that made sense in the end, and then all the other crazy story was, like, told on the sidelines, or maybe even through, like, a second playthrough you could pick up on more of that stuff, and it wasn't, like, the main focus. Also, I think it would have helped a lot if it didn't try to be Chrono Trigger 2. Because the way that it connected Chrono Trigger just didn't feel like... It didn't feel necessary. And maybe it's just because I don't understand the story. But it didn't feel necessary that it needed to be connected to Chrono Trigger. It was too light of a connection, right? Like, it needed to just be its own game and tell its own story and not try to bring in the vast world of Chrono Trigger, you know. Could have just been its own thing. Again, I don't mean to crap on Chrono Cross all the time. It's just a really good example of a game that did not have something that a casual player could hold on to. At least for me. Maybe some disagree, but for me it felt like there wasn't. But Chrono Cross is still a great game. It has a lot of amazing stuff to it. If you do play it multiple times and understand the story, I'm sure there's a ton there. And I do remember the final theme of the game, like the final thing you kind of take from the end of the story is like really powerful. But yeah, too convoluted for its own good. And not even like this game, where this game is a bit convoluted, but it's because it has such a ambitious story. It just tried to be so big. Like this comes across as like they just had so many ideas, you know. Whereas Chrono Cross is like genuinely just convoluted, just too much going on at once. It appears the ethos headquarters. Okay, yeah, I said that. So this is your first time to see our new Yggdrasil 2. Let me show you how our reborn vessels improve performance. Yeah, a lot of people played this game as a kid, so that didn't... Oh my god, look at how big the world is! Look at how big! This is the first time we can just explore, I think. Like, we might be able to explore the entire world. I tell you what, this game already felt big enough without a world map. Oh, that's so cool, I can go from the water to the sand. Also, this water is like... Look at this water. I've never seen a water effect like this on a PS1 game. Makes it feel like a real ocean. Man, just look at this. This game is so freaking impressive. It's unreal. I mean, like, just look at it, like, it felt like the world of Final Fantasy VII, like the open world of Final Fantasy VII, took the entirety of Squaresoft and all of their biggest players in the game and all of their money, all of their budget to create, you know? Like, it felt so huge for 97 that they were able to make a world map like that and have it look that good and have it do all the things that it does. But then there's this game, smaller team, smaller budget, and they, like, this world is genuinely impressive. I mean, imagine exploring this world as a kid. You have a submarine that also turns into a sand marine, and you can ride around in your gears on the world map. Like, I would have lost it. I would have thought this was like the absolute coolest thing ever as a kid. I would have been like, this game is from the future. And this is the same game that had the frickin' 1v1 fight simulator. This is the same game that has like 2 separate styles of fighting. Alright, we gotta take off this stuff. Decide what we want to equip. We want to give her this. Now what else do we want to give her? We can give her the beam jammer again, I guess. Give her this. And then he's gonna get this. Make him tankier. Just gotta stick to the defense stuff for now. Heimdall, you're just kind of chilling. Actually, wait. Heimdall needs this. Ethos dig site. I don't know if this is where I'm supposed to go or not. I feel like I kind of want to explore though. I'll tell you what, man, I'm not really into mech stuff. Like, as a fandom, you know? Like, I think mechs are cool, but I'm not, like, into them. I could only imagine if you were, like, actually into mechs and you played this game, you'd be losing your mind. You'd be absolutely losing it. Oh, okay, we can get into fights in the water. Yo, subs! Thank you for the raid, man. Light in the... It'll be a good stream, dude. Why is it that there are many JRPGs where the main hero is forced out of the party for a period? A, it's good storytelling. B, one of the biggest things with games in general is like forcing you to have different party setups, because that makes the game more interesting. And since you're stuck with the main party leader for most of the game, they usually try to remove him at some point. So yeah, I'd say that, mostly. It does feel like Squaresoft in particular does that a lot, though. Dude, I cannot deal damage to this guy at all. Yo, that's hype subs. We got a crazy world record in Neon White last night. I was really hype about that. Let's try the speed disc attack. Take this. Alright. Good stuff. Love to see that. I don't think I've seen that attack deal damage yet. Ah, my balloon. I hate when that happens. Balloon runs out of air? It's a dang shame. Maybe this is where I gotta go, because this looks like a... Oops. Yeah, this is where we gotta go. So, maybe I should check out the dig site. And then maybe I'll check... There's like that island over there too, it looks interesting. What's weird is this dig site doesn't come up on the map. Maybe I gotta go there first and then it'll pop up. Whoa! Yeah, it reminds me of Wild Arms. Wild Arms had fights. You got an airship like 3/4 of the way through Wild Arms, and you could, while you were flying around, you'd get into random battles. And it felt really weird because I'm used to being safe in the airship, you know. Take this. Did that only deal damage to the one guy? It was supposed to be a group attack. Sub said Xenogears looks fun, and Mopey said looks can be deceiving. He's trying to start a fight in the chat. Mopey's dropping fighting words. Step out for a bit and come back and we've lost Faye. What did you do, Death? I killed him. I had enough of his crap. And this enemy design is something. Look at those shoes. Look at those! I would highly recommend this game, if nothing else, just for its legacy. Okay, that hurt. There are many, 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 many JRPG fans that will swear by this game and say it's one of, if not their favorite game. There's a reason that I made this our first game after Fantathon. It's probably the most requested game during Fantathon. Although, most requested game moniker is definitely up for debate, because there was a lot. There's a lot of other games that were very high up there, but I would say this one was most likely the most and the loudest. People were very passionate about this game, so. And the reason I wanted to play it mostly is because of its connection to 7. Both with the Easter egg and also, like, its story behind its development. So that's why I really wanted to play it, also. Okay, let's go to the dig site. Let me stretch first, though. My daughter is a junior in high school and has had maybe 10 days of homework her whole life. What the heck? What, like, when do we make... I'm going to go ahead and start and go into the ethos while we talk about this. When are we going to hit the no entry ethos personnel only? Oh, I can't even... Oh, you know, I bet you we're going to go to the ethos headquarters and then they're going to be like, go to the dig site and dig up this thing before we help you, and then we'll have to come here and do some dungeon. How much you want to bet? Well, heck with that, I'm exploring. Are we ever going to hit this moment where... Because when I was going to school, we would pull out our calculator and our math teacher would be like, you can't use a calculator because you're not going to always have a calculator out in the real world, so you got to do this manually. And I remember back then we were all like, yeah, you're dumb. I'm just going to carry a calculator with me. And then, you know, sure enough, now we have calculators with us at all times. So even back then, I mean, phones were a thing, but teachers didn't grow up with phones, so they still taught the same way. But now, not only do we have calculators in our pockets and Google in our pockets, but we're going to have, like, ChatGPT in our pockets. So, like, do we ever get to the point where teachers are just like, you know, go ahead and use Google for your test? Like, I'll have to ask my wife this. I wonder what she would think. But are we ever going to get to the point where schooling actually changes and we just kind of expect people to use tools to answer problems? I would imagine that that's probably bad in general. Like, I don't think we want that. Can we go here? Apparently we can. This is spooky. This is cool. We can just explore and find stuff now. This is the first time we've been able to do this in this game. Okay, we found the seizure creator. Good lord. Let's not do that ever again. My god. That was terrible. Holy moly, my eyes. Well, I was wondering why it kept doing it. Like, I thought that maybe I was running into it. You know, like I ran into it and it did it once and knocked me back, but because I was holding up, I was running into it multiple times. But no, I walked up to it and let go of everything, and it just kept going. So it just does that until you walk away. Yeah, that was terrible. Let's never go there again. But yeah, no, like I think it's a general thing nowadays that we're expected to look up answers to our problems. Even in, like, the workplace. Like, I know, like, I've talked to people that code for a living. Multiple people in our stream are coders. And they say that, like, genuinely a big part of their job is Googling. You know, like, they don't just come up to a problem and be like, all right, I have to invent a new way to solve this problem. They Google how other people have solved that problem, and they write their own code, but like, they're not going to reinvent the wheel every single time they have to, you know, and the same with like IT too, yeah. So like, yeah, no, I mean, that's like the job, and there's a lot of jobs that are similar to that, I would say. And I do think, and maybe this is just my boomer brain, but I do think that there's a very important aspect of learning problem solving and learning to solve things without Google. But I do wonder if there's going to be a shift in our schooling at some point where we accept more of a... I mean, I actually saw it even in my schooling. So like in high school, it was very much, you have to do it yourself, no tools, no... Like, we had open book tests every once in a while, and we had some math tests that we weren't allowed to use a calculator for, and some math tests that we were allowed to use a calculator for. So it was kind of like in and out, right? But when I got to college, almost all of my tests were open note. And I don't know if that's just a college thing or what, but I did start to see the difference between, like, solve it yourself, learn how to problem solve, and, like, just use the tools at your disposal to solve the problem. And college was way more like that. Even a lot of our tests were take-home tests. So, I mean, I don't know if that's just college versus high school, or if that was a school changing over time, but I'm kind of wondering, like I said, my son's starting first grade next year. I'm wondering when he gets to third, fourth, fifth grade, if it's going to just be like, everything's going to be open note, open test, or open book, open Google. Because, like, you know, does he really need the ability to memorize all 50 presidents? All 50 presidents. Yeah, there's only been 50 presidents. All 50 states? If he could just look it up, you know? Like... I don't know. I do feel like, again, maybe this is my boomer brain, but I do think that there's a very important aspect of being able to learn stuff yourself and, like, problem solve. Because there will be moments in your life where you don't have your phone. There will be moments in your life where you have to quickly come up with answers or solve things yourself, or the information doesn't exist. I mean, like, a lot of what I do, and I know my job is, like, very unique, but a lot of what I do is problem solving. A lot of what I do is I don't have, like, the tools don't exist. Like, literally yesterday, we got a world record in Neon White because I came up with a strat that didn't exist yet on console. So, like, a lot of what I do is legitimate problem solving and not being able to just look up things. But a lot of what I do is also looking up things. A lot of the records I've gotten in Neon White is because I looked up things. So, like, but I do think there is, like, a importance to that, but maybe it's not as important as it used to be. I think that what Whale said kind of makes sense. Like, the necessity of memorizing general info is definitely lower. I don't think my son needs to memorize half the things that I memorized as a kid. I remember memorizing a Martin Luther speech. And, like, I, to this day, still don't know why I did that. Like, I don't know why that was something I needed to do. Maybe it was like, I mean, it did kind of help me understand the importance of the speech. And, like, I gained more respect for it knowing that he wrote it, because it was difficult for me to even memorize it, you know? But I don't know. That was a lot of... That was like several hours of me having to memorize that thing for really no reason. I don't know it today. I don't, you know, like, no, I'm okay. But yeah, like, you know, I feel like there'll be less of that for my son, is what I'm saying. I think teachers are slowly gonna change to a more, you know, you need to learn how to use the tools that everyone else has better, rather than memorize things. But I don't know, I guess we'll see. I already kind of feel that way, though. I already kind of feel like, I mean, just with the amount of homework that my son has to do on the computer already at kindergarten, he's already had several things he's had to do on the computer for homework in kindergarten, you know? So it's like, I already feel like it's more of a use the tools, learn how to use the tools, rather than learn how to do it without the tools. There's only been 46 presidents. You want Billy? You should go to the Ethos headquarters. No, I want to explore. Stop. Everyone's telling me to go to the Ethos headquarters. I don't want to. What the? I can't talk to any of these. Oh. Don't listen. Okay, I won't. What is that guy doing up there? What are you doing? What is any of this, and why? Eight, 9, 10. Where is everyone hiding? Is that a child pretending to be... Okay. Billy says don't talk to strangers. What if a stranger jumps on your head? Should you talk to them? Hey, where is everyone? Whisper to me where they're hiding. Cluck, cluck. Don't talk to strangers. Talking to a colleague who's been teaching accounting for decades, and he said they had a similar freak out over Excel and how they changed the skills they needed to teach students. I think there'll probably be a lot of kickback as well with schools as things change. What the? Better than the playground in Final Fantasy VII, confirmed. Yeah. You want Billy? You should go to the Ethos Cycle. You should shut up. I feel like all these places I'm coming to later, so I don't think exploring is really necessary. I think I'm just gonna end up coming here later for something, and then it's cool to see it early, though. Cool that I can explore now. Yes, government agencies and schools are like the slowest to respond to literally everything, whether it be cultural changes or technology changes. There's a reason you go to the tax office and they boot up their Windows 95 computer, and you're like, wait. This is where you put all of my super delicate tax information. So, I want to grind some fights out of the mechs so I can learn new combos, but everything on the world map I have to fight in mechs. So I'm not sure... Maybe I can go back to like an old area and like fight old enemies or something. But everything like in the water is... You gotta fight with gears. Yeah, but wouldn't I get blasted? If I exit my gear, they're gonna one-shot me, because they're gears. That seems overly complicated for a basic mechanic of the game. Rod, thank you for a gifted sub. Appreciate you, man. It's over there. Can I just get an AI to play the game for me? Is that a castle? What is that? Careful what you ask for. Can I get a... Go back to the seizure screen. Are those Roombas? This game likes Roombas. Hey, Maven! Let's get Maven to play the game. These things look like battle bots. Doesn't seem like I can land on this continent, but I should be able to land on this old continent. This. He'd be the one if he did the Macarena. That's one, pet friend. Going pretty well. We finally hit like the actual world map proper, so taking this opportunity to explore a bit, but I'm not really finding anything of interest. But it's cool to be able to actually explore. Okay, so I'll stay in my gear. See who we fight around here. We could go all the way back to the village and get yelled at. Oh, still a gear. I could kill the gear and then get out of my gears, but that seems like a lot of work. I also forget how to get out. I know I can, I just forget how. You can't? I'm almost positive you can't. Maybe it's only going... Maybe it's only going from foot to gear and not the other way around. That seems, like, weird, though. I feel like fighting outside of your gear is important, but they make it very awkward to do so. You know what I mean? Seems like you gotta go out of your way to do it, but then it's actually really important to do so. And of course. Take this, and that, and this, and that. A little bit of this. Got him. Like, you shouldn't have to do this to get stronger. Oh my god, almost ran over Ellie. Yo, Hamani, thank you very much for the Prime. Let's see here. So, like, I only have one death blow with Ellie right now, so, like, I really need to learn more. Bart doesn't even have any that he's learning. So that's unfortunate. But I might have to use more... I might have to experiment or something to get him to pop up. That's awesome, man. It's great to have you here. Blum. I don't really know how much combo experience I'm gonna get from the literal first enemies in the game. In fact, I can't even really attack them much. So they just die. Whack, whack. It's like, this isn't gonna work either. I really like the mechanics of this game, but I feel like the way you utilize the mechanics is very counterintuitive. You know what I mean? Like, am I really supposed to walk around the world map out of my gear, and then every single time I fight a gear, I have to jump into my mech? Which that can't be the way that they want you to do it. Or maybe it is, but it's really obnoxious then. I think we just have to go forward in the story until we happen upon a dungeon on foot, and then decide then, do we want to grind or not? You know what I mean? Which is kind of a shame, but I think that's really the only way to do it without it being overly complicated and annoying. Now, it does seem like I have a theory that we're going to go to Ethos and they're going to say, go to the dig site. And then we're going to go to the dig site. The dig site's probably going to be a on-foot dungeon. But... and maybe later we unlock a dungeon that works well for grinding or something. But yeah, as for now, it's like there's no real good way to do it. Alright, let's go to church. kind of need to get Faye back anyways before we start grinding, if we were going to do that, so. What are those? Oh no, step on them. These fights just feel annoying. Like, what's the point? If I had been on foot, then there would have been a point. But I don't want to be on foot, because I don't want to have to jump in my mech all the time. But now it's just like, I step on them and move on. What's even the... I almost feel like they should have just done... If you're in the mech, you only get mech fights, and if you're on foot, you only get foot fights. I feel like that would have been the best way to do it. Because otherwise, you're like, darned if you do, darned if you don't. The ethos was created to save people's souls, and revive lost technology. We wish happiness to all the people of the world. This is a practice hall. This facility was built for us atone. Can't we go into the cathedral? No, only ethos members, or those with known identities, can enter the cathedral and its related facilities. Same thing applies to this practice hall, but the bishop made an exception for Brother Billy. We've been waiting for you. I received permission to treat Faye so long as it is in the practice hall's infirmary. Let us ethos staff take care of the rest. Please, take care of Faye for me. I get now why the weird plural, unplural of ethos earlier was. Because, like, they call the brothers ethos. They didn't know Billy's name, so they're calling him the Ethos. Now I get it. The brothers from the Ethos are looking after Faye in the infirmary. Let me take you there. Please follow me this way. Billy, I hear your father has been rather active again. It is said that there was an attack on an excavation site which injured many of my brothers and workers. Well, you're such a fine atone, destroying reapers and proving the justice of the ethos to the world. But your father is... We are father and son in blood only. I have nothing to do with that man. Don't get me wrong, I don't suspect you, our good brother. I just wanted to inform you about your father. That father of mine, I wish he'd think about my position before acting. The infirmary is this way. Let's go. This way. How many times are we going to say this way? Are we sure this is the infirmary? I feel like we're going to get locked up. I feel like this is a trap. How is he? The patient hasn't regained consciousness yet, but we see no abnormality with his brain. The low water temperature lowered his metabolism and saved him. One false step and he could have suffered from brain death. Oh, no, not brain death. That means... Yes, don't worry. However, we need to conduct more tests for a while. After that, he can be treated at your medical facilities. Will Faye ever regain consciousness? The reason why he hasn't regained consciousness is physical exhaustion. He overworked himself. It'll probably take him a few more days, but don't worry, he'll wake up. I'm sorry, Faye. I caused the engine room to lose control. Ellie, that is not true. You cannot resist being hypnotized. More importantly, you saved Faye. Faye could not have been protected from Carr without you. Is that not correct? Thank you. Hey, we don't want to disturb his recovery. Let's take a little walk. It may take a little longer to finish treating Faye. They just said it's going to be several days. I would like to stay a little while. Is it okay? I agree. Faye will feel at ease that way. Please let us know when you finish treating Faye. We'll leave the rest up to you. I find it funny. I was going to say, like, are we going to have a Tifa moment here? And, like, not only does she stay with Cloud like Tifa, although not in the same exact way, but similarly, she's staying with Faye just like Tifa did. Also, the Xenogears Easter egg was at that moment when Tifa was staying with Cloud. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah. Your brain was going right where mine was. I wonder if that was on purpose or coincidence. This is the Pontiff's room. The general public is not allowed in here. Please leave. Is there a secret room behind that? You see that? You see that exit behind the... You're hiding something back there. I'm suspicious. Okay, maybe not, because that one had one too. Maybe that's just the way it looks. Confession? Do you guys mind if I just stand up at your holy altar and dance around? Would that be okay with you guys? Aha, now I'm the priest. Actually, wait. I think that side is the priest side.